Hello everyone. In our last video, we gone through the concept called client scripts. So, and we discussed uh, what is a client script and also the types of client scripts we have, and also how to perform calls from the client to server. That is in two types, like how we can uh, call the server side code from the client side. That is the first case is whenever the form is getting loaded, how we can make our call to the server side script, that is using g underscore scratchpad, and we saw some live demos on that. And also for dynamic transitions, for dynamic server calls, we gone through the GlideRecord. So on that also um, we have so many live demos, and also I have shared so many use cases also in my WhatsApp group for the G Scratchpad and GlideRecords. So you guys can practice them for better hands-on. In today's video, I will be focusing on the server-side scripting. So before diving into the server-side scripts, that is business rules, script includes UI actions. I want to discuss about few server-side APIs, like how we discussed client-side APIs before we started UI policies and client scripts. In the same way, we will be discussing today some famous server-side APIs, like famous in the sense like we will be using these server-side APIs in many places. Most of the things will be done by using these particular APIs. So without any delay, let's go into the document. This video is completely on theory. So just we are discussing what are the server-side APIs and some functions, and I will show you some demonstrations wherever possible. So I will be writing some script in the background script in the instance. So and I will be executing it, and I will be showing the outputs uh, in live. Okay. So let's go ahead to the document. So ServiceNow server-side scripting fundamentals. So coming to the APIs, we have core APIs like GlideRecord, GlideSystem, also called as GS, and also we have current, previous, and GlideDateTime. So coming to the GlideRecord, so in ServiceNow to read any table, we need this GlideRecord API, because by using GlideRecord API, we will be performing CRUD operations on any table in ServiceNow. So CRUD means like create, read, update, and delete operations. Like we can create records, we can update records, and we can delete records, and we can uh, query records. Okay, so this is a very famous API. If you don't know this API, you are unable to query any data. You are unable to query the data in any table in ServiceNow. If you know this, you are able to query the data, and you are able to see it, and you are able to update it, and you are able to delete it. Okay. And coming to the glide system. So majorly this API will be using for logging. Whenever you are writing some scripting, let's say you want to add some logs wherever the script you are writing, so you can add the script log statements by using this glide system. We have a function called log. So to use that appropriate API function, you need to prefix that function with that API keyword. For glide system, the keyword is GS. So you need to use gs.log to add the logging mechanism to your scripts, and also the user context things, and also some properties, like ServiceNow has the functionality concept called properties, system properties. So what's the use of system properties? Like let's say your client has some unique values based on the instance you are working on. So your client gave some static values um, to store, like to use in ServiceNow instance. So in this particular point of time, instead of putting that static values directly in the script, whatever you are writing, you can use this system properties concept. You can create a property outside the script then you can fetch dynamically that system property in the script wherever you are writing. So why, like, what's the use of this instead of writing directly in the script, and instead of creating a system property means, let's say you use that particular static value in 10 places in 10 different scripts. Okay, so if you are using the static value directly in 10 different scripts, let's say in the future the static value got changed, so the client removed that the previous value what he provided, and he provided a new value. So in this particular point of time, to retain the configuration whatever the thing you performed for that particular client, what you need to do, after the update you need to update that particular static value in 10 different scripts. You need to go to 10 different scripts, and you need to update it manually. So instead of doing that manual searching, if you go with system property, you will be creating one system property, and you will be storing that particular static value what the client provided. So you will be calling this particular system property in 10 different scripts. So in future, if the value is changed, instead of looking for all the scripts, you straight away go and update the system property. If you update the system properties, the updated value will get reflected in all the scripts wherever it is, wherever that property is getting referenced. Okay, and also some events like we have a function called gs.event queue to trigger some events in ServiceNow. And also for properties, we have two functions called gs.get property and gs.set property. So you will be get property will be using to get the property already created in ServiceNow, and set property will be used to set a value to a appropriate property in ServiceNow. So I'm coming to the current. Actually, this is a object. I should say like pointer. Current and previous are two pointers actually. So what current holds means, current will be pointing to the current record. Okay. So let's say you are in incident table, current will be pointing to the first record in the incident table. So by using current, you can access any field on that particular record by using the by using period operator. Let's say I want a short description of a particular incident. I will be using current dot short description. Description means current dot description, like that. And also coming to previous. What previous means, like let's say the description of a incident is test A currently. Okay, and after that you have updated the description of the same incident to test 1 2 3 4 5, from test A to test 1 2 3 4 5. So let's say you want to check what is the previous value and what is the current value of the particular incident chart description. So you will use current dot chart description. It will give test 1 2 3 4 5 as the output. If you use previous dot chart description, it will give test A as the output. That means by using previous pointer, you will be our script will be fetching the previous value of that particular field, like what the previous values is has been stored in that particular field. Okay, I'm coming to the glide date time. So this is also one of the API. It will be used for date and time calculations and for comparisons also. We can fetch the current date and time, and also we can subtract the time, and we can add the time, and also we can what we can do with this glide date time in the upcoming in the next pages. So, and I'm giving the ServiceNow documentation link for the server side APIs. So this link will give the link to entire server side APIs which are available in ServiceNow. So if I have open this, we have so many server side APIs. So according to our requirement, we can choose whatever the API is suited for us. So if you see here, there are multiple. If you see, we have GlideSystem, and also we have GlideRecord, and if you see, we have GlideDateTime will be there. Yeah, we have GlideDateTime. So if you just click on this drop down, so down arrow, it will open all the functions which will be available under that particular API. Okay, and if you open any one, it will give the explanation of that particular function, what it is doing, and also some small examples like how to use that particular function while doing scripting. Okay, so you can go through this. it will be the documentation is very very helpful for a ServiceNow developer while he is uh, writing scripts in ServiceNow. So let's go ahead to the document again. Okay, so coming to the GlideRecord API again. So this is the most important server-side API. Like as a definition, as I mentioned, it will be used to work with records which are stored in the ServiceNow tables. So we have a small script here. So what the script is doing actually, let's run the script in the background script and we'll see what output it will give. Okay, so let's copy this. In ServiceNow, we have a script editor called background script. So in that, we can test our scripts in our instance itself. So before implement before putting that script in a business tool or maybe a script include or something somewhere, you can check the script in the background script before that. It if is the script is giving output correctly or not. So we can check those things. So if you see, yeah, under system definition, we have a module called scripts background, right? If you open this, it will open the script editor for you. So here, whatever the thing you are doing, we can like whatever the use case you got from the client. So for that particular use case, let's say you are writing a particular script. b- Before going right away, putting that script in a business tool or a scripting tool or somewhere, you can check like is that script is working fine or not by taking some test data samples. We can run that script here. So let's say what this script is currently doing. So I'm just gliding into the incident table. That means I went into the incident table and I'm adding some conditions. Add query. So add query means we are adding a condition for this particular on this particular incident table. So what I'm adding, active true. That means the first parameter is the field name and the second parameter will be the field value. Okay, so we have a field called active on the incident form. So it's a true or false field, that is it's a checkbox. So I want all the active true incidents, that active true incidents. I'm applying this as a filter and I'm just querying it. Gr.query. Gr.query what will do means it will query the particular conditions. With this particular conditions on this particular table, it will fetch the data. Okay, once gr.query is executed, we will get the result set. How many records are getting matched with this particular condition, we will get those results into this particular gr object. So we are not using the GlideRecord directly. We will be creating an instance for GlideRecord by using our new GlideRecord of table name. So by using that instance, what is the instance here? Instance is the gr. So by using that instance gr, we will be doing all the operations. So once the gr.query is executed, we will get the result set into the gr. So to patch the result set, we have a option, we have a function called next. Okay, gr.next. What gr.next means, it will be reading all the result set record by record. Okay, gr.next one at the first time it will be pointing to the first record. Let's say um, with this particular active true condition you got, let's say 10 records. Okay, so your gr.next will be pointing to the first record in the result set. So once one iteration is completed, the pointer will move forward automatically. You don't need to do any increments like that. So your pointer will move to the second record, then third record, until all the records were uh, fetched, okay, from the result set. So let me run this script and we'll see what okay. So what I'm trying to printing, what is this yes.info? I'm just giving I'm just printing a message. What I'm printing, I'm printing whatever the active records I'm get incident records I have in the system. For all those records, I want to print the number of incident number for all those incidents. Okay, So what I'm using here, gr.getValue. We have a function called getValue under GlideRecord. So I'm just fetching the number of each incident, and by using gs.info, what it means, it's a informational message. Just it will be printing to the console that number. Okay, I'm just running the script now. Yeah, if you see, we got some count, some 47 incidents, right? So these are all the active incidents currently there in the system. If you want, we can check this count is correct or not. So currently we got 47 as the count. So let's go to the incident list view. Incident dot list, and we will apply the same filter what we added applied on the script. Okay, I applied the filter called active true, right? So I'm just searching for active field in the filter funnel conditional builder. I'm just giving the value as true and just run it. So if you see, we got a result set of 47 records. So the same thing we got here now. So we got all the 47 incident numbers here once the script is run. So based on that, according to our requirement, we can customize this code according to that. So let's go back to the doc again. So we have some methods, like I have listed some methods under um, glide record, like initialize, like it will prepare a new record and also get, let's say, you want to fetch one particular record on a particular table. So first you will be gliding into that table, and so you will be passing the particular record CSID into this get function. So it will be fetching that particular record directly instead of adding the filters. So coming to the add query, add a query condition. Add query will be using for applying the conditions to your script, and also the encoded query. So encoded query means this will be the query encoded query will be built actually from the list view. On the list view, you can add the filters from the conditional builder whatever you want. So from there you can copy the query. So you will get the query there. So that query will be just copied and pasted into this add encoded query. Same like add query, but encoded query has the ability to combine multiple conditions in a single line. But comes to the add query, you can add single condition, only one condition in one add query. Let's say you need to add two conditions for your script. One is active true incidents, and second thing is priority critical incidents. So if you use add query, you need to add two add query statements for accommodating these two conditions. One is for active true and one is for priority one critical. Let's say if you are using add encoded query, you can uh, sit the entire query in a single line. Like you can use the bitwise and or operations. So you can accommodate the entire query in a single line. So on coming to the query, it will be executing your query, and next is move through return records. It will act as a pointer, and it will traverse the result set what you got, and get value is field value, like to fetch the value of the field, and display value is like to fetch the display value instead of SSID. We will be doing that. Set value means we will be setting the value to a particular field, and insert means it will create a record. Update means it save the changes, save the record, and delete means it will be deleting a record. So let's see the other demo. Like I will be retrieving a particular incident. So let's copy the code and we'll go to the background script again. Search for background. You will find another system definition. You will find the script's background. Just open it and copy the code what you copied from the doc, and format the code. So if you see here, what I'm doing, I'm just gliding into the incident. instead of I'm focusing on one particular incident, so I'm using the get function here. So for get function, the parameter should be the record sysID. So I want to pass for which incident I want to fetch the information. I want to pass that particular incident sysID. So what I am trying to print here. So I am trying to print here the incident number and the short description of the incident and priority. Okay. So let's take one particular incident sysID. So to copy the particular incident sysID, let's say I want to display this particular incident details, that is 0051. So right click on it, you will get some options like show matching, filter out, those things. If you see, we have an option called copy sysID here. Just click on it. The sysID will copy to the clipboard. Go to the background script again. In the single quotes, remove that incident underscore sys underscore ID and copy the sysID of the record sysID. That's it. Just run script. If you see, the number is printed, that is 0051, and short description is manager can't access app controlling application, and priority is 1. If you see, this is a P1 incident, so it is backend value it is giving, so it is showing as 1, and you got the short description. Let's say you want um, one critical instead of one. Okay, let's say you need to use get display value, because for drop downs also it will give the backend value. So if you want to get the display value what user is seeing, like this one critical, you need to use get display value instead of get value. So if I use get display value, if you see, it is showing priority 1 critical. Previously it is showed priority is 1. Okay, so like that we can do that. And this is also querying all active critical incidents. So if you see, uh, we are adding two add query statements here. So one is active true, and another one is priority 1. So just simply like if you run this run this script also, same, like it will give all the incident list of incidents with the active true and priority 1 critical. So for those incidents, we are just try to print the number of the incident number and short description of the incident. So if you run it, yeah, if you see, we got all the things right here. We have 18 incidents with P1 critical, and those are active. So if you see, these are all the incidents with this is the number and this is the satisfaction of the incident. So we can um, design the output however we want. We can do that. So these are all if you see, like the pattern will be, first you need to do like for glide records, first you need to create the instance of one instance for glide record, then you need to add the conditions by using either add query or add encoded query. Then you need to query the incident, query will execute the query, and then you need to traverse the result set by using while loop. Then you need to process it, like just you need to print it or you need to use somewhere like that. So the pattern will be like this. So let's say coming to the other demo, I'm trying to update the update a particular incident. Okay, so this is also same, like what it is doing. uh, Code is very self-explanatory. So if you see, we need to pass the record incident record sysID to which incident we are trying to update. So just I'm using the set value function. For set value, there will be two parameters. One is the field name, like which field we are updating, and we need to pass the value for that, like to which value we are trying to set. That value needs to be sent as a second parameter for update. And after that we need to save the record, right? So as I mentioned in the above, for update will be used to save the record, just update function. That's it. And also creating an incident. So this is initialize, right? Here we will be using initialize function. Initialize means what it will do, it will open a new record for incident. So a new record in the sense, how how we will open the new record for incident from list view. We will open the list view and we will click on new button, right? At that time we will get a new will our system will get open a new record for incident. So like that, initialize will do that action. Then set value means it is setting the chat description to follow up incident and description to this value. Then just we need to check the mandatory fields for us caller is also mandatory. Just for you need to set the value for caller also. While setting the caller field, just remind that it's not a reminder, and be cautious also, because caller is a reference field. So to set value for any reference field, you need to pass the sys id, not the display value. Okay, so just pass the sys id of any one particular user and just execute the insert function. Insert will create a new record. So it will insert a new record automatically. So if you want, I can execute this. One second. Just I need to. Yep. So we need to set one more thing here. We need to send the call ID to. Let's add that. Just copying the same line, pasting it, and coming to the. So in the script editor, it will give the auto format option. So if you start typing, it will try to bring the fields which are available in that particular table. So let's say I want Joe. Let's say I will be giving Joe society as the caller. So then Joe will be set as the caller for my incident. So just copy the society and paste it there. Okay, done. Just run the script. So if you see, we got that created incident and we got the sys too. So let's refresh the incident list view. Already we opened it. See, currently we have 74 incidents. I'll just refresh it. So if you see, we got one incident got created now. It is showing as 75. So let's sort the list view based on created time. So how to sort that? Just click on the created time. Yeah, if you see, it is created today only, 28 2026. So if you see, the caller is showing as Joy employee, short description is follow up incident. We can open this. We can open this. See, description is created using server side scripting. That's what I gave, right? Yeah, created using server side scripting. So the incident is created successfully, like that. So you can create the incident also by using script. So moving forward, yeah, coming to the glide system. So it's also a server side API. Like for using any glide system functions, you need to use the GS as the object. So the this is the method, like this is the process for calling any glide system method in your script. Like if you want to call, let's say, info, you need to use gs.info. For properties, gs.get properties likewise. So the we have just I listed some functions, some popular functions we will be using frequently, but there are so many functions under glide system. You can go through the documentation, you will find more. So this is like event queue is queuing a platform event, and also get property is reading a system property, display name, username, user ID, and also information logging, warning logging, and error logging. So you can do that. So and gs.info just now we used right in the background script. Just now we printed the incident sys of the created incident, and also come into the system properties. So this is getting like reading a system property, actually this one. So first you need to create this property in the sys underscore properties dot table. Then you can fetch that read that property in any script by using this dot get gs dot get property function. So what it eliminates means it eliminates hard coding actually. So if it's a static hard coded value, never directly use those hard coded values in your script, because in future the value is changed, then it is very, it will be a very big issue to find out where that particular value is exists in the system. Then we need to change that particular value wherever it exists. So to find out where the value, wherever that value is exists, it's a very big problem in future. So to avoid that, if there is a hard coded value, just create a system property, then read that system property wherever you want in the script. So in future, if the value changes, just go ahead, directly go ahead and change, update the system property. You don't need to search for all the scripts which are there in the system. So on coming to the current pointer, as I mentioned, it will be representing the record which is currently being processed by the server side, especially in business rules. So we'll be using current dot get value and set value, and also we can use directly current dot set this short description also, and current dot priority also. We can use the function also. Both acts as the same. Okay, and coming to the previous. So previous represents the record values before the current transaction. It is especially using for detecting changes. Let's say it will be holding the value which is there in that particular field before the current transaction. So let's say the assignment group of an incident is changed from network to software. So you need to um, give an alert message to the users saying that if an assignment group is changed from one group to another group, then you need to give a message to the user saying that assignment group is changed. So how you will find that assignment group is changed from one group to another? So here we will using current and previous pointers. Previous will hold the network group which is previously there, and current will holds the software group which is currently assigned. So we can check both values. If they are not same, then that means the assignment group is changed. So in the, by checking that condition, we will be displaying a message to the user stating assignment group is changed. Okay, and also field changes also we can find it by using current and previous. So just remember these two pointers. In our next video, we will be looking into a concept called business rules. There we will be using these two pointers a lot many times. So just remember these two pointers. And coming to the glide date time. So as I mentioned, GlideDateTime will deals with the time objects actually. So let's say if you want to know the current system time or current transaction time, and also if you want to add some days to the today's time, and also for getting the values, display value, and also adding seconds, and if you want to compare two dates, also you can compare date and time values. And some small examples like glide date time. If you are not passing anything, glide date time will give the current system time. Okay, and to that system time we are adding some days. Let's say today is 20, right? If you do add days 5, then the day will move to 20 to 25. Okay, so add days will add the days to the system, days to the time. Subtract, add days of positive value will add the time, add days of negative value will subtract the time. Okay, so yeah, there are some other practical use cases I'm giving here for incident, problem and change. Just go through them. uh, if you find anything weird or unable to perform the use case, just let me know in the video comment, then I'll try to uh, solve that issue, and I'll try to show you like how to achieve that particular use case what you are looking into. And some server side scripting best practices like make glide record queries as specific as possible. So under test queries before update or delete operations. So if you are doing some delete or update operations, test your queries in the sense test your conditions in the script. If your conditions are not correct, it will leads to some issues. Let's say your condition is not correct, and you are as a like as per the expectation, you need to update 10 records due to a small issue in your condition while querying in the script. Your script is updated 100 incidents. So those things will happen. So just make sure that your conditions are appropriate while doing scripting, and while updating and deletion, you must make sure that your queries are correct. Okay, and avoid unnecessary current dot update insert record triggered logic because it can cause additional processing or recursion. So current dot update, try to avoid update current dot update because there will be some performance issues on the system and also leads to some recursion also sometimes. So, and for getting the values and display values, these two functions, get value and get display value. And for environment specific configurations, use system properties, like, and also for hard coded values, if there are any hard coded values, so instead of using those hard coded values directly in the script, you can use system properties to store them. So validate parameters received from client side calls such as glide agents. So you need to validate the parameters which are received from glide agents. So, and also return only information required by the client. So you don't need to return entire information from server to client. Whatever the information you want to send from server to client, just return only those values. And also make a habit of adding logs to your script. That will increase the readability of your code, and also try to add comments wherever possible. And coming to the differentiation between client versus server side, like where it runs, and what about the database access and APIs using. If you see runs where in client side will runs on browser, and server side will be running a ServiceNow server. And coming to the database access, for client side there will be no direct database access, but for server side we can having the database access through server APIs. And coming to typical APIs under in client side are like gform, glide user, and glide ajax, those things. And coming to the server side, we have GlideRecord, GlideSystem, and GlideDateTime. And typical purpose like form behavior and client validation. And coming to the server side, data processing and server logic. And security, client side doesn't it is not a security boundary for client side. By using server side controls like ACLs, we can enforce security on server side. This will be some just a recap for the next video. Like, I'm trying to connect this particular video to the next video. So once our server side APIs are completed, then we will be using whatever the APIs we discussed in this particular video in our business rules concept. So just make sure that you are aware of the server side APIs. So, and some reference sheet for the server side APIs, like some important functions we will be using frequently in our scripting. So I'm just added those functions here. So you can go through the official ServiceNow documentation. There you will find more functions for each and every API what we discussed now. So just explore the documentation as much as possible. As a developer, we need to know more functions and more APIs to do better scripting in ServiceNow. So that's it for this video. So thanks for watching, guys. If you didn't subscribe my channel yet, please do subscribe my channel, and we'll see you in the next video.